Workouts for Older Men Live. I am 𝗕𝗢𝗄𝗃. So glad you're joining me. When you come on, say hello, hello, hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. What part of the world are you watching this live broadcast? Or what part of the world are you watching this replay version? Either way, it's great. I'm just so glad you are here. Tell me what social media platform you are watching this on. Is it YouTube at 𝗕𝗢𝗄𝗃? Is it Facebook at 𝗕𝗢𝗄𝗃 page? Maybe it's on TikTok at 𝗕𝗢𝗄𝗃. Whatever it is, let me know. I want to know where you're coming from, how I can serve you better. What are you loving about our continual connection? What do you want to see less of? Tell me what you want to see more of. Ask me any questions. We can hit the basics. You know, I hit the basics harder and harder and harder. There's always a deeper level of understanding that when you know exactly what to focus on and you get deeper and deeper, take those basics to a higher and higher level, that's when this becomes easy. That's when this process becomes simple. I mean, you still got to put the willpower, focus, energy, and time, and you still got to be motivated to follow through, give that 15 out of 10 effort into it to get the maximum results and feel good about doing it. All right. But the process will become simple. All right. I want to help you go through this journey. I want you to develop that level of certainty and confidence. So ask me those questions. We can talk about the training. We can talk about the nutrition. We can talk about how to get motivated, mindset. It all matters. How to take your efforts to the next level. Tell me what's working for you. Tell me what you're simply frustrated about because it's not working for you. Maybe I can help you unlock the mystery, right, and get on the right track. We don't even need to talk about fitness if that's not what you want to talk about, because I firmly believe a lot of times when we struggle with fitness, or even when we really put a lot of effort into fitness, it's usually because, you know, there's other parts of this whole journey called life. All right. We get beaten up at this age. How's this all going to end? Hey, if I haven't figured this out by now, am I going to ever figure it out? But I don't want to give up. I don't want to just think this is as good as it gets. Right. All that reframing, that sense of control. Right. A lot of times when we can't get the fitness down, it's because we're trying to get all that other stuff aligned and make sense. Good luck on that. Right. That's a continual process. So whether we dig in or we can't dig in, it's usually when we can't make sense of all the other pieces of this journey called life. So we can talk about anything that you want to. Santos on YouTube. I'm so glad you're here, sir, watching. Jose is watching on YouTube too. Kenny, hello, hello, hello. Pete is in Canton, Ohio, and watching on Facebook. Hello, 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 Pete. So glad you guys are here. Anything you want to talk about? Anything you see me posting? I was actually just talking to Jose. We had a coaching session over this last hour. And I was kind of telling him about, you know, I can talk about anything. It's just that, and this is probably true of you too, is like, you know, you live your life, you make it through it. Sometimes just barely limping through mentally, emotionally, physically. You somehow find a way to get through it. And that's just your experience. So sometimes you stumble into a story about your life or your journey that people find absolutely fascinating, right? And you're thinking, I guess when I think about it, but to you, because you went through it, you have to get through it. That's just was your life, right? So there's probably a lot of things, if you ask me a lot of questions, who knows, maybe it'll make me think of something that you find interesting, because I might not find it interesting. I don't want to hold back on any interesting stories. You just got to help me bring them out, right? We can make this more than about sets and reps. We can make this about life, but help me. If I've got anything interesting to say, I want to say it, entertain you besides the sets and reps, but I'm going to need your help. All right. So Jose, we were talking, and actually, you know, he was talking about this, and I guess I threw out a couple things that kind of form your thinking towards life. And so he asked, I would like to know about your car ejection. All right. So this was nothing. So when I got ejected out of my car, so this was, life wasn't, I mean, I look back, it was not that big a deal. So I was like 18 years old, all set to go to college. That didn't work out. Finances, parents, that's so far behind me. I don't even, it doesn't even matter anymore, right? But it was a challenging time for me. So I moved out of the house, had my little dinky apartment, had my little job, my little car. What did I have? A Ford Fiesta or something like that, right? And just trying to make it and everything like that. And what's interesting, I had a couple of jobs. I worked at a Sizzler steakhouse where I was the manager because I was so responsible at a young age. So I was doing that, working 60 hours a week. And I was going to junior college, and then also I thought I would get this job at a convenience store. All right, because I could work at night. Right, I had endless energy. Whatever, 18, 19 years old, and I had nobody to tell me or say, hey, think you want to work at a convenience store graveyard shift overnight? They're pretty dangerous. Never heard anything like that. And nobody told me that either. Right. So my third night, I got robbed at gunpoint on the ground and everything like that. Kind of getting out into the world, hey, I'm going to kick ass and take names in this world. And, you kind of get that right out of the chute. Right. So a little, a little rude awakening towards life that kind of forms beliefs about trust, how this life thing works out. But then what happened was within 30 days, I got robbed at gunpoint at the Sizzler. All right. So not a great start to the adult life, trusting in people, probably not. Right. But then I remember, it was that grocery store job that I worked at for 15 years. I just got the job. And the reason why I know I just got the job, because I got hit by a drunk driver that went through a red light. It ejected me at least 30 feet out of the car. I was sliding right on the ground, glass all in bit. Good thing I didn't get hurt. Ambulance came, took me. And I remember they wheeled me to the hospital. And they had about 10 nurses and doctors because they just heard about this accident. This guy got thrown out of the car, right? And they're all ready. They go, and I was going, oh, and I was he goes, can you sit up? I went, now I didn't lift at this time. You hear those stories of, I didn't lift weights. It would have killed me or anything. Wasn't lifting weights. I didn't start lifting weights till, I don't know, 6, 7 years later, right? Anyway, and they go, can you stand up? Anyway, then I stood up and everything. But that was a bad thing, though. The reason why is they just left me in the emergency room forever. Well, it seemed like forever. And I just said, and I remember I called my buddy 𝗕𝗢𝗶𝗽, who actually is a referee. He refereed the Elite 8 at the NCAAs just this past year. And I came over there. He sat with me, and I just said, I'm leaving. I actually just left. I don't even know if they got my name. They didn't really attend to me. I think they gave me something for all the glass in my hands and just walked out on my own. Right. So, it's stories like this that, kind of form your beliefs. The great thing about it, it makes a bodybuilder, someone who could just focus, not care about other people, just do it on his own. Probably has some other things in life. A lot of times when, certain things, they make you stronger. You have a different mindset than other people, but usually unchecked, it's going to have its drawbacks in other areas of life, let's just say, right? So that's my story, and probably a whole lot more. All right. Norm Mayer, hi Skip, Norm from Montreal. Can you tell us about the $147 program? Looking to add it to my exercise library. Okay. So let me tell you is that, look, and Jose Santos, I think I talked to Kenny, right? They've actually talked to me one-on-one. Trust me, you guys are enjoying these videos. You like the videos, informative. You're learning from all the videos you watch. I'm telling you, there's just this layer of understanding that communication, talking to and coaching over the phone, it just makes all the difference in the world. Because if you're not checked for understanding, you watch a video and then you think, well, I got this. Well, the question is, do you, or are you missing the same thing over and over again? A lot of men are missing the same thing over and over again. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they'll get no benefit, but that next level is always going to elude them. I hear this all the time, like with nutrition or even some basics about training. Guys just missed it in year 1, and so it's 15 years later, and they missed it in year 2. I know, I don't know all the fitness experts out there. I don't care if they're young or old. I don't know how many would spend time on you, an hour on the phone a weekly talking to you, right? What they try to do is just send you a training program, send you a diet, have you send some pictures, tweak the diet. Like that really matters. You think it matters. And really, I really believe that that's not really how it works, but you think it's how it works. And even if they're successful, you think they did some magic with it, which is fine if it works. But what happens later on in life? Well, what was the magic? There was no magic. It just wasn't explained very well. But you can't just send an email back and forth. It takes conversation, and probably a lot of conversation. You got to think of this. You know, if you have a body that you had for years, maybe you didn't work on it, and it just bugs you every time, you know, you have to take off your clothes. You got summertime coming up, you know, and everyone once in a while, it's just like a kick in the gut. Like you got to do something about it. It's just a pain that never goes away. Sometimes it's not as intense, right? Well, just think, what would you do to have that totally go away forever? So you know what to do, you're certain about what to do, and then you just do it. So it's just a matter of doing it rather than being so uncertain how it all works, right? So that's what happens with one-on-one coaching. So understanding the way that how these fitness people work, I created a product. So for $147, you get a training program, 5-day workout routine, all the exercise lined out, rep scheme and everything, all right? There's 31 exercises throughout that 5-day workout routine. So I have a short 2 or 3 minute clip about every exercise. You watch me execute it. I tell you the mental and physical things to make that exercise work, right? So it's a workout routine for the $147. All right. There's a 90-minute video because I already know, Norm, I already know everything that you're misunderstanding. You're not putting enough emphasis on what's confusing, because I've helped out literally hundreds and hundreds of people, but hundreds and hundreds of older men who with a busy life, who their priorities just aren't to be like a fitness influencer doing this 7 days a week for 2 hours a day, right? So it's a 90-minute video. I already break down the things that the key 10 things that you're just not getting, you're misunderstanding, you're not putting enough emphasis on it. So that's a 90-minute video. And then for 11 hours, 12 modules, I break down training, nutrition, mindset, the strategies of the most successful older men. So everything you need to know, it's in those 11 hours, but you get one stream of thought, consistency, hearing it from me, right? And so that's digital information, videos, PDF file, workout routine, videos, audios, right? Download those. So it's a lot of information. But really the value is you get to talk to me for an hour, right? That's worth $500, especially if you know the value of getting a handle on this. But most guys don't understand that. Most fitness experts won't talk to you on the phone for an hour, right? So because it's so unknown, I give you all the stuff that they give you, and then I really show you how this works. And so you talk to me for an hour. The call is recorded, so you can listen to it over and over again. So as you can see, that's an amazing value at $147 if you're serious about this, right? Why would I do it? Right? Because I got to talk to you, even though you think you're getting it. There's just certain things you're missing. And so a lot of guys who do it, they go on, they're not even aware of all the stuff they're missing. All right, this isn't rocket science, but if you're not missing key things, you're going, well, what else am I missing that could have made this easier? And a lot of the men, after I do my thing for really a very inexpensive investment, they go on to one-on-one coaching. So that's every different angle, you know, of that $147 product. You guys can go to solutionswithskip.com, solutionswithskip.com. The link is in this description. Go ahead and order that now. You get access to all that information. And then I will contact you personally and set up our time to talk on the phone. That's where the power is a one-on-one conversation. So that's everything you get for just $147. All right. So thanks for asking that question. Take advantage of that. You know, first come, first serve. I just get you in for your hour. You get immediate access to that information. So it's a great minimal investment to get your your whole mindset, the training, the nutrition, all prioritized in the right way. All right, for a very minimal investment. So, you know, if you're loving these videos, you're going to skipplecore.com and you're loving those videos, but you're just missing that step. I think through the conversation, something will click and put it all together. You get credit for all this information that you're learning from me and from all the other fitness experts. I talk about that. I have a whole hour or so that's devoted so that you get all this information, right? I know how you think it is. And even other fitness influencers, they kind of tell you that you get the impression that the information is 95% different, right? So it's so important to get the right information. When you know what to look for, you'll see that all this information directionally, it's 95% the same. You're just tripping up on the details because the details are overemphasized. Yeah, the details are different, but really that's only 5% of this. It just feels like 95% to you. So that's what this program will do for you and a lot more. Very cool. It is very cool. I want to see that. I want to see you getting immediate access and seeing that order come through so I can set up our call, Norm. All right. Send you. Skip is the man, is the man's man, bro's bro. Well, thank you. I like that. The man's man, the bro. I like that. Craig Fisher on YouTube, love your videos. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Craig. Thoughts on keto? It's been working for me. Still keeping a good musculature for my age. Yeah, keto works. You know, again, why diets work when you know how they work and it's working for you. You'll see they have certain things in common that make all these diet works, and so it's working for you. All right. Here's the thing about the great thing about a keto diet is you get really short-term gratification, right? For a lot of reasons that you earn, and some of you, it's short-term. It's, you know, it's the fluid in the muscles. You get more of a weight loss in a short term. That's going to die down. It's going to slow down. One thing I said is make sure you eat all that food, even when all the meat and the cheese that you're allowed to eat, it's good now while it's working. Don't think you're doing yourself any favors by saying, oh, I don't need to eat all that. I'll eat cleaner. I don't need to eat all this meat. It's not for cheese. You know, I can do without it, because before you know it on this keto diet, you don't realize it, but you're eating like 900 calories. It's not sustainable. Your brain, your energy, but you lulled yourself into that by eating too few calories, thinking you're going to do less is better. You think you're doing yourself a favor and you're not. So that's probably one of the biggest downsides of keto. Not that that's built in the diet, but people's misinterpretation on the diet, and they kind of lose their way. Sounds great. Awesome. Bruce, hello, Skip. I'm in California. Have you found trainers going to people's homes declining? Going to more private gyms? I go to people's home for training. Thanks. Don't really know much about the personal training market, you know, that people who actually personal train, whether it's at home, private gyms, or commercial gyms. Really, I'll just tell you this, from a consumer point of view, it's a horrible business model. And really, the smartest people who are personal trainers, okay, they'll do it, they'll give their all, they'll love it, they'll love helping people, but then they got to start making life choices. All the gaps in time and what that pays. If they stick with it and get better and better and better, they're going to compromise a lot of the quality of life, because they don't make a lot of money for a lot of effort and sometimes having to work a lot of hours, 6-7 days a week. It's not a good life career, even though they do a lot of good work for people. So the real professionals, they're not doing it. You don't have to do this in person. You do not have to. You can. It isn't that complicated. If you know how to communicate, you can do it online. And so the ones who can take care of themselves, the ones that you really respect, they're not training one-on-one, okay, or that's not their complete business. All right. And so, you know, the ones you want probably are trying to do it a different way, because what happens is you put all that effort, you don't get paid for it. It kind of really wears you out, right? You don't want someone worn out. You want them to be excited. And also, I really believe there's an overemphasis on the workout routines, right? Switching it up, burning out, making that's not where the magic is. It's not. You've heard it. People don't want to admit it. They don't want to accept it. 80% of the way you look and feel is your eating habits. Your training doesn't need to go to higher and higher levels. Once you know overload, once you know how to hit those muscles, and you're doing it consistently. And the whole thing about personal trainer, they're selling you on the 20%. And I'm not saying they don't compliment it and tell you, but all the attention is going to training. It may tell you one thing, but it influences you to not put this training and nutrition to have your overall health and fitness. It influences you to not think the way you need to, not put things in the right priority. Working out to get results for real. First, I work out post marriage, and I feel I'm working out to get results for real. Awesome. Yes, best wishes. Awesome journey. Santos, congratulations on your marriage. Awesome. So Jose says, I experienced the same type of accident, so I'm definitely interested. Happy you're still here with us, Skip. Yeah. Yeah, awesome. By the time Skip is done with us, we can coach 𝗓𝗁𝗂𝗏𝗃. Well, you know what? It's interesting. I admire someone who really has a good business model and puts all that energy and effort. And there's just no doubt about it that 𝗓𝗁𝗂𝗏𝗃 was probably a great coach a long time ago. And then you can see his transformation. If you look at his older videos, he was probably more, I guess, bland and to the point and knowledgeable and accomplished as a bodybuilder and as a power lifter. He accomplished. He probably was great coach a long time ago. And then you can see the business part of it really kicked in on top of it. And but I like watching his videos because I've been doing this for 32 years. I don't watch a whole lot of videos. They may stream and I'll catch bits and pieces, but if you really, he says the same stuff that I'm saying, right? He may have a little different way of saying it, but if you know what to look for, his core principles are the same as mine, just a little bit more excitement and a little bit more flair. And, I give him credit for the business part of it. Like I said, a lot of people in fitness, they are really good at what they do. They can change your life. But some of them are better at not only taking care of you, but taking care of themselves at the same time. You got to respect that, right? What amount of time should I commit to your program per week? Number of workouts per week? Well, it doesn't really work that way. It's, you got to somehow look into the future. Your goals. You know how much time that you can dedicate in a sustainable manner. So there's no sense, well, I'm going to just do this for a couple months. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to do it 6-7 days a week for 2 hours. When with your life at this age, with your priorities, you're never going to stick to it, right? So what I say is, what can you do not only now when you're the most excited and the most driven, but what are you going to be able to do when you all settle down and you're closer to the body that you want? Let's start there. And if just say that's fewer days, less time, how do we get the most productivity now in what you do? How do we do it now so you can have it forever? And so, I always say that to get what you want with your body, there's a couple things that you need. You need to know exactly what to do. You have to have certainty that what you're going to do is pay off, as close to as absolute certainty as possible. So you stick through the ups and downs that go with it, that you feel these strategies will pay off. And the third thing is expectations, right? If you can be doing everything right, but you expect it faster or more of this, and it just doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? But you don't know that. You just want it because you want it. And it seems to make sense, but no one's ever explained to you what to expect in a sustainable manner and what's the long term. If you don't understand that, again, you can be doing everything right and then quit and stop or change direction, right? So, just to say, what can you expect? I don't know what kind of effort that you're going to put into it. I don't know where you are now, right? So that would be an irresponsible question. But if I spend enough time with somebody, they'll know what to expect. I'll tell them about the journey that's ahead of them. It's usually on a recording so they can play it over and over again. So 3 weeks into it, 3 months into it, they're going, this doesn't seem like it's happening the way that it should. Should I change my routine? Should I change my diet? And then they can listen to a recording that I had with them 3 months. And I already told them exactly how it was going to feel, look, shape up, how it was going to feel when they woke up in the morning, how it was going to feel when they went to bed, what their metabolism was going to feel like, how are they going to burn food, how thin their skin is, what other people will say before them. Tell them the exact journey that they'll go through. It's just that there's so much to take in and you got to experience it, right? But they have the recording to do that. All right, guys, you can tell I love the question. I love the energy. You know, I always try when I come here is that, you know, because TikTok is a real hot place, a lot of people viewing, is that when I get on here, if I can be succinct, entertaining, have a lot of energy, and then cut it off after 10 minutes, then I don't have to do so much editing. I can put this right on TikTok along with the other platforms. But you guys got me going, talking for 26 minutes here. So, but that's good too. All right. So again, whether it's the $147 program that Norm asked about, or one-on-one coaching that I've talked about, the power of that, look in the description below, click those links, learn about it, reach out to me. We can talk about it and see if it's a good fit for you. All right. Happy Monday, John. Great to have you here. You're awesome. I'm going to sign up. All right, Craig. I look forward to talking to you. All right, so that's going to do it for this Workouts for Older Men Live. Let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. So let's work out with that sense of urgency. Let's eat right to support it with that sense of urgency. Let's produce at the job. Let's connect in love with the people that we care about most. Let's just live with passion and energy. Let's do it all with a sense of urgency. Again, we've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Have a great day.